Ciao friends and welcome back to Two Sex Ted. Stick around till the end of the video, I have something to announce, but today I wanted to actually talk about Formula 1. Which makes a change from last video, I know. Today I would like to talk about the changes that are being made to the circuit around the lake in Albert Park in Melbourne in Australia, home of the Australian Grand Prix, usually the first round of the season, but of course the last couple of years that hasn't quite happened. It is still supposed to happen this year, just in November, which has meant that they have had time to make some circuit changes. The style of changes has generally been to make the circuit faster and flow a little bit better. They've widened the entry of Turn 1, and done the same at Turn 3, and have mostly flattened out 6 and 7. They have also done the same thing at the entry of the 15-16 final chicane, but the two major changes have been the deletion of the Turns 9 and 10 chicane, that is now just straight through, and Turn 13 has been given a tighter radius, so it's now a larger braking zone into a slightly tighter corner, should improve overtaking a little, help compensate for whatever has been removed from the rest of the track. All in all, I think this should help the circuit flow a little bit better. I was never a fan of the 9-10 chicane, as was anyway. I think flowing straight through should really help that, at least from a driving point of view. Now, Formula 1, it's not just about great drivers' circuits. There are some great drivers' circuits on the calendar that, well, they don't lead to great racing. I won't name them because I will get in trouble. We will talk about my controversial circuit opinions in a future video. Hopefully the widening of 13 does improve overtaking there at the very least. It should mean that the whole track is faster too, because of course chicanes slow you down, and they estimate that that will be by 5 seconds a lap. Now I'm not quite sure what that's based on, because obviously this year's cars are slower than last year's anyway, but last year's never raced at Albert Park, so I'm unsure. Maybe it's on the 2019 cars. To me it just seems like a sort of modernising of the circuit. The circuit itself is about half public, half private roads, as is, so most of these changes don't impact very much at all. A lot of these corners are sort of made up when the Grand Prix comes to town, some of them even in a car park. Of course, I, like everyone else, am very excited to see the Australian Grand Prix return. I have not actually been an F1 fan long enough to ever have seen an Australian Grand Prix live, so it is definitely one I am excited to witness. Hopefully it goes ahead in November. Australia seems to be dealing with this pandemic reasonably well, so it might actually be more that they don't want to let Europeans and North Americans in than vice versa. But I'm sure that if it's just the F1 circus, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Although, of course, it is in the middle of Melbourne, and they might be worried about fans just rocking up anyway. So all in all, I think good changes, but I will reserve final judgment until we see some actual racing there. What I wanted to announce was the Two Sex Ted Discord server. The link will be in the pinned comment. If you're interested in all things racing or sim racing, or just want a community to hang out in, let's try and create one in that server. And if you have any suggestions, make sure you drop them in there. So there you go, that is an explanation of what's happening at Albert Park at the moment. Please consider liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already, and maybe share this with someone who doesn't quite know what's going on yet. Tell me your thoughts about the changes in the comments below. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you next time.